Hello again, fellow tarnished. It's me, Abyss. This scarlet flower is all that remains of Malenia the severed, blade of Mikola, goddess of rot. Come, let us rest, and I'll tell you of my battle with her. When I first encountered her, I was completely unprepared. I had little armor to protect myself, and I was using Eleanor's pole blade, which didn't do as much damage to her as I would have thought. Malenia cut me down in seconds, so I knew I had to change my tactics. I chose to use 2 Hoslow whips, imbued with cold, so that they might inflict frostbite on Malenia. And on my right hand whip, I used the Ash of War Bloodhound step to better avoid Malenia's waterfowl dance attack. I've seen some tarnished with the ability to time their dodges perfectly to avoid it, but I see no shame in using all the tools we've come across in our travels. I considered summoning a spirit to help, but since Malenia regains health with each hit, I thought it would be counterproductive to have a spirit that can't avoid her. It took many, many deaths, but eventually I learned her patterns. I found the safest time to strike was when she was walking straight towards me, or directly after one of her attacks. Since I was dual-wielding 2 frost weapons, it was quick to get frostbite on her, and it did considerable damage. She would usually try to spin away after being hit a few times, which acted more in my benefit, because then I could easily see what her next move would be, and it also gave me enough of a pause in the fight to drink a flask if I needed. And when she strafed side to side, it was a bit more risky to hit her, so if she wasn't staggered, I would try to evade her. The Bloodhound step allowed me to evade her waterfowl dance for the most part. I could have tried using Barricade Shield instead, but that would allow her to regain a lot of health as she hit my shield. When her health was low, I made the mistake of being greedy, trying to get hits off when I knew I'd get hit back, and she'd regain some health. In her second form, she almost always starts with the Scarlet Aeonia attack, so I ran underneath it and used the time to drink some flasks. Once the petals of the flowers opened up, I ran up to her and started striking. She still staggered easily in the second phase, and I managed to stop one of her jump attacks with frostbite. She had a new flying butterfly attack in this phase, where she sends down copies of herself made of butterflies. It can be dodged with rolling, but Bloodhound Step is a little more forgiving. It is clear to see why Malenia was never defeated before. Malenia and her twin Mikola had been born of a single god, and thus they were cursed. Mikola with eternal childhood, and Malenia with scarlet rot. Even her half-brother Radon couldn't defeat her. In their battle, neither was truly victorious. But it was Malenia who cursed Radon with the scarlet rot that drove him to madness. And it was because of her that scarlet rot spread across Caelid. After her fight with Radon, Malenia was brought to the Halig tree, where she lay in slumber, waiting for Mikola's rebirth. Malenia believed in her twin brother's power, claiming he was the fiercest Empyrean of all. And she was right. He did have great wisdom. He created unalloyed gold needles, which had the power to ward off the influences of the outer gods. One of those needles was said to slow the infection of scarlet rot, so it seems Mikola was attempting to cure his sister. The other needle is said to cure the flame of frenzy, but only if it is brought to the place beyond time, at the heart of Farum Azula. But despite Mikola's wisdom, he was vulnerable. As Malenia slept, awaiting her brother's rebirth, Mikola's husk was stolen away from the Halig tree. Still, Malenia believes he will be resurrected. Only time will tell if that is true. Tarnished One, if you've already fought Malenia, tell me what tactics you used to defeat her. And if you still battle on against the goddess of rot, I wish you good luck. Farewell, Tarnished One, until we meet again.